Have you ever felt completely certain about a memory, only to discover that reality tells a different story? What if millions of people across cultures share the exact same false memories, down to specific details? This strange phenomenon is known as the Mandela Effect, sparking intense debates among experts. Some even believe reality itself may not be as stable as we assume. The term originated when many remembered Nelson Mandela dying in prison during the 1980s. They described watching funeral processions on television and hearing global tributes. Yet, Mandela was released in 1990, became president of South Africa, and died in 2013. Thousands were wrong in the exact same way, transforming a simple mistake into a worldwide psychological mystery. At its core, the Mandela Effect is a form of collective false memory. Memory is not a video recording. It is not a perfect archive. It is a reconstruction. Your brain rebuilds memories using fragments. Neuroscientific research shows that during recall, memories become temporarily unstable. Subtle distortions can be introduced without you ever realizing it. Every time you remember your childhood or a historical event, you may be slightly editing it. One of the most famous examples involves the Berenstain Bears. Many insist it was spelled Berenstein. The reason feels obvious. Our brain relies on pattern recognition, unconsciously correcting deviations. When reality doesn't fit the schema, memory often adjusts reality to match expectations. Cinema offers equally powerful examples. Darth Vader saying, "Luke, I am your father." However, the actual line is, "No, I am your father." Repetition through parody and pop culture reinforce the altered version. This demonstrates the misinformation effect, changing how events are remembered. Visual memory is even more fragile than verbal memory. Many remember the Monopoly mascot wearing a monocle, yet he never has. Psychologists believe this may be due to associative memory blending. The brain prioritizes efficiency over precision, storing generalized impressions. Another widely debated case involves Pokemon. Many fans claim Pikachu had a black tip on his tail. Official designs show no such feature. The brain seeks symmetry and visual balance. Because Pikachu has black-tipped ears, adding a black-tipped tail feels consistent. Branding cases are among the most heated. Many remember a cornucopia in the Fruit of the Loom logo. Some even describe childhood conversations about the horn-shaped basket. Emotional reinforcement strengthens false memories. Confidence doesn't equal accuracy. Geographical Mandela effects also spark debate. Many misplace New Zealand on world maps, believing it lies northeast of Australia instead of southeast. Our brain stores spatial relationships loosely, prioritizing relative position. When confronted with the correct map, people often experience genuine shock. Another example involves the famous line from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Many remember mirror, mirror on the wall. When the original line is magic mirror on the wall, the incorrect phrase likely gained dominance through cultural repetition. Over time, the altered version became the dominant memory. The case of Curious George is equally fascinating. Many insist the monkey had a tail. In reality, he never did. The brain expects monkeys to have tails. When reality violates biological expectation, memory adjusts. This reflects a deeper principle. The brain values coherence over factual precision. But here is where the debate intensifies. If memory is so unreliable, how much of our identity is built on distorted recollections? Psychological research suggests autobiographical memory shapes self-concept. If memories can be altered subtly over time, then identity itself may be more fluid than we realize. This idea makes people uncomfortable, which is why Mandela Effect discussions often become emotionally charged. Some argue these shared false memories hint at something beyond psychology, parallel universes, timeline shifts, simulation glitches. While there is no empirical scientific evidence supporting these theories, their popularity reveals something important. Humans struggle to accept cognitive fallibility. It feels easier to believe reality changed than to admit the mind is imperfect. Cognitive dissonance plays a role here. When confronted with proof that contradicts a deeply held memory, The brain experiences psychological discomfort. To reduce the discomfort, some people reject the evidence rather than revise the memory. Experiments by cognitive psychologist Elizabeth Loftus demonstrated how easily memory can be manipulated. In controlled studies, participants were convinced they had experienced events that never occurred, such as being lost in a shopping mall as children. Many developed detailed, emotional narratives around entirely fabricated scenarios. This shows that confidence and vividness do not guarantee truth. Social media has amplified the Mandela Effect dramatically. Online communities create echo chambers where shared false memories are validated and reinforced. Confirmation bias strengthens belief. When thousands of strangers agree with your recollection, it feels like proof. But popularity does not equal accuracy. The brain interprets consensus as credibility, even when the consensus is collectively mistaken. There is also a neurological efficiency argument. The brain consumes enormous energy, so it prioritizes shortcuts. It stores the gist of information rather than exact details. This is adaptive. In everyday survival, approximate memory is usually sufficient. However, when applied to branding, spelling, or pop culture quotes, these approximations become noticeable errors. Here's a provocative question. If you cannot fully trust your memory of logos, movie lines, and geography, can you fully trust your memory of conversations, conflicts, or personal history? Studies on eyewitness testimony show that even confident witnesses can misidentify suspects. Memory is influenced by stress, suggestion, and time. This has profound implications for the justice system and historical narratives. So the Mandela Effect is not just an internet curiosity. It is a window into how reality is filtered through cognitive processes. It forces us to confront an uncomfortable truth. Perception is not objective. Memory is not archival. Reality, as experienced by humans, is partially reconstructed. Now I want to open the debate to you. Which example are you still convinced is wrong? Do you remember Berenstein instead of Berenstein? Do you still hear Darth Vader saying Luke? Have you ever argued with someone over a memory you were certain about? Share your experience in the comments. Let's create a real-time experiment in collective memory right here. If this deep dive challenged your perception even slightly, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join this growing community exploring psychology, unexplained phenomena, and the hidden mechanics of the human mind. Because sometimes the most unsettling mystery isn't whether reality changed, it's whether we ever remembered it correctly in the first place.